thing that I like most about being a dad is that I see that I'm about to impact the world.
Hey, what's up? It's your boy Humble Dad back with another edition of Humble Dad Podcast. And this is going to be a great show for you tonight. Why? Because I said so. We're going to be talking about how to stay married. So many people are talking about either they're going to get married, not want to get married. And then they always bring up the statistic that 50% of marriages end. So that's the reason why they don't want to be married. But we got some guests today that we're going to talk about how to stay married and from our particular perspective. All right. And then, we're going to start the show off right. You know what I'm saying? We're going to introduce my homie, my friend. By the way, question of the day is going to be, what's something you think is totally overrated? And I'm sure everybody got some type of answer. Welcome to the stage, Mr. Dwayne Jones. What's up, bro? Don't go double mute on me, bro. You on mute again. You know what I'm saying? Do I need to send you a tutorial, Dwayne?
Please do. Make it an audiobook form, please.
For sure. What you got on it?
I said wasn't overrated. I said grits.
The what?
Grits.
Grit. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna leave that there. Okay. Grits. I bet. Okay. Grits is on deck. All right. Welcome to the stage, Mr. Sir Charles the God.
Oh.
How you doing, sir?
Man, I'm super blessed. How are you, brother?
I'm dope. I'm good, man.
Brother
You got the question?
Yes, sir. Question of the evening. What is something that you think is totally overrated? I'm gonna say vagina. For 200. Oh, it's a beautiful thing. Don't get me wrong. It tastes good. It feels good. But you got guys out here throwing their lives away, losing their freedom, and paying thousands of dollars. Bandman Kevo said he was paying $2,000 to $12,000 to be with a woman. Oh my!
Oh, he did say that. I
we are in an era of I don't know what we're in right now, man. But yeah,
we're gonna leave that there. We might come back to that, but we're gonna leave that there. All right, cool. And I want to introduce somebody that this first time guest, and not only that, first to the YouTube space as well as podcasting. I call him my friend. We go back since like church. You know what I'm saying? When I was a junior deacon. You feel me? All right. Welcome to the stage, Miss Simone. How you doing, ma'am?
I'm doing so well. Thank you. Not that you said junior deacon.
Yeah, you remember that? Junior deacon.
I remember that.
You got the question?
Yes. Something that is totally overrated. Pork. And I don't mean that in any kind of nasty way. You don't have to search Charles' answer.
That is an interesting follow-up. That is true.
I was like, oh my gosh. I was trying to think of another answer, but pork. Yeah. It's totally overrated.
That's a bit. Okay, cool. Welcome to the stage. Here we go, Mr. Young Sir, the imperfect gentleman. What's going on with you, sir?
Yo, positive energy, kings and queens. What's going on, man?
I'm doing well, man. Glad you be here. Everything good with you?
Everything is well, man. I'm glad to be here. I missed a few weeks due to family situations, but I'm glad to be here right now with you guys, man.
That's a bet. You got the question?
Yes. I was sitting here. I was blown away because my heart was messed up when my man Dwayne said. Dwayne said the grits, man. I was like, why you do that? Like, I'm gonna say honestly, alcohol. Like a lot of people are like you said, you throwing it's cool to have it at its moderation, but I'm seeing a lot of too many people who don't want the party to end. You know, the one that you have a party one night and the next morning you see them, they got the same bottle, a new bottle in their hand the next day. Yeah, you gotta let it go.
That's a bet. All right. My homie, my friend, sister-in-law, Shane, what up? Sister-in-law, I'm back. You know what I'm saying? Sister-in-law.
Sister-in-law, yes. Good evening.
You didn't want to go get your hair did? Is that what you was waiting on to come back?
No.
Okay.
It took me 3 days to do this hair.
Listen, it's been 3 weeks since you've been on. So
hey. I've been busy.
Don't worry, Simone. I get everybody. You know what I'm saying?
He does. I do hair on Mondays sometimes.
That's true. That's true. What's your answer to the question? What you got?
I was actually just gonna say hanging out, like the dating, the hanging out. Like,
it's overrated.
I don't want to do that. Okay. So for me, yes,
Huh.
it's costly. It's a lot of my time. You know, you can't like I know I'm dope, but I really don't want to see you that often. God bless you. And that's the problem because I am dope. So they just think that, oh, you know what? Next week, can we hang out 3 times? No, I don't want to see you. God bless. Take a rain check. I don't hanging out. I don't, it's overrated for me. At this point, I don't know. All right. So
Hey,
yes,
that's a bit. Y'all need to check out my homie that's coming up. You know what I'm saying? He's over there doing some phenomenal things on this show. And he says that he's the example that you should follow. You know what I'm saying? But he's still a work in progress. You know what I'm saying? And he never has an answer, but always has one. And that's Mr. Prototype.
What's up? What's up?
What's good, fam?
Man, hell of an introduction, man.
I appreciate that, man. I'm trying to work on him. You feel me?
Period.
What you got on it?
Oh man, something that's overrated. Kids are overrated. I had an answer for you today.
I think you've been working on. You ain't had to work on that one. That was just right there in the pocket.
That was right there on the tongue, man. Kids are overrated.
He was ready for that.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a moment. Tell me how they overrated, bro.
Man, they cost too much. They might not like you. They're too much work if you're trying to do it right. You know, it's just they're ungrateful. It's just too much. It's too much on you. They make you fat because they don't ever finish their food, and you try to like not waste food. You know what I'm saying? So you eat up their scraps. Like, duh, kids is overrated, man. Like,
That's a bad. I got you.
Man, what happened to you this week, Prototype? What happened to you this week?
There's always snacks in the house. Yes, I'm with you.
Right, always snacks in the house, juice and stuff.
Yes.
Temptation of the sugar, man. No,
How about the point of that you have to parent them bad boys too?
That's what it's too much work. You got to parent them. They be acting about school. You got to sit in there and hear people talk about how bad your kids is. You got to work with them, get their grades up, teach them how to read, teach them how to play sport. Man, it's too much work.
That's a bit. Hey, I got the next guest coming up, man. He been out of the game. And he said, you know what, I'm gonna do a show for you, my homie, my friend that's always making fun of me, no matter what platform we on, down there or up there in Chicago. My dude, my friend, Mr. Chicago Rilla. What's up, fam? You on mute, bro?
Yeah, I know. I know how to work the button.
That's a fact.
I'll be on mute on purpose, man. I don't even know what to make of any questions right there because Dwayne that hurt my feelings with the doggone grits, man. You ain't never had catfish and grits, bruh. What we talking about? The cheesy grits? Hey, man, listen. Hey, let me say this, man. If you put sugar on your grits, man, go jump off a building somewhere, man. Listen, we don't put sugar on our grits, but then I'm hearing somebody say vagina overrated. It tastes good. I don't know what to make of what y'all talking about right now. If I had to be that dude to center it back, because I know this is supposed to be like a fun topic, man, the gender war is overrated, man. The gender war in these YouTube streets is overrated. All this ladies, women, I don't need no man. And the men, women, we don't need you either. Man, y'all some MF and liars. Man, let's go HD. Let's cook, man.
Oh, that's good. I would say I was trying to think of some different things that y'all wouldn't say. I would say religion is overrated because it should be about relationships. You know what I'm saying? People be trying to figure out like, what do I need to do to get to heaven or get to whatever that is, right? So I would say religion is overrated. You feel me? All right.
HD, real quick. It's crazy that you bring that up because I really do feel like we see that playing out real time.
Yeah. When
you look at the state of, I'm just gonna keep it because everybody up here black, I assume. When you look at the state of the black church, when you look at the number of men that have left the black church prior to C19, then post C19, you see the number of women that are leaving the black church. So these churches are desolate now, and it's centered around religion and not relationship. Yeah, you spot on with that, G.
Yeah. So here we go, man. It's gonna be good. So the first topic, and the way that it goes, for those that haven't been here in a while, that's shade to whoever haven't been here in a while. Okay. So I'm gonna call on somebody, and then you'll choose who goes next, right? And we'll rock it like that. So that means you got to pay attention, right? All right. So we'll put it like this: how did you know that you were marriage material? How did you know that you were marriage material? I'm gonna give some think time before I call on somebody.
I'll jump it off.
Go ahead.
When I thought it wasn't cool to go to the clubs no more.
Okay.
Like Shay was saying, kicking it with the friends like that. Whenever you realize, I don't really like y'all like that. That was when.
That's a bet. You got the short answer. Who you got going next?
Come on, Chicago.
Man. Shout out to you, Dwayne. I was about to kick it too, but you jumped in front of me, man. I knew I was marriage material when I had failed at prior attempts and had to do some self-reflection after the last relationship I was in prior to me meeting my boo thing. And we just coming off of our 1-year anniversary. So 6 years together, 1 year his and hers. And so I am the example of the uncle that I went through this so you wouldn't have to go through this. So shout out Bruiser. What's up, G? I went through this. So please hear me when I tell you I went about it. I did it wrong. I did it for the wrong reasons. I was, and I make no qualms about this, and there's no shade to the mother of my children, but I was with the mother of my children for 10 years. I was with her 9 years and 364 days longer than what I should have been with her in a marriage. You hear what I'm saying? Okay. My grandma had already told me, like, no, that's not the one. Right. And my sister, who was my closest confidant, and she vets who I deal with, by and large. She does. She didn't approve. But once we found out that she was with my son, I said, I got to do the right thing, right? Which is what most men of character and integrity tend to do. Like, I got to do the right thing, yada, yada, yada. Yeah. When I went through that situation for 10 years and then went through another failed relationship and began to do the self-work on self, like on me, and understand what my shortcomings were and where my failings were and what I needed to work on and who I needed to become, that's when I knew I was marriage material.
You muted, Humble Dad.
My bad. No. Let me, because Humble Dad, right. Let me kick it to Bruiser since he pulled up. Let's go, Bruiser.
Hey, what's up? Appreciate having me on. What's going on, my guy?
Yeah, appreciate
Chicago
you coming
with
by.
love. What's up, Humble Dad? Sorry for being late, man. Hey, y'all can punish me later.
No worries, bro. You good.
Yeah, I got a little confused with what was going on. Yeah. How did I know that, I was marriage material? People embrace masculinity. I see a lot of brothers struggle with that these days. I needed to know whether I could be a leader and be responsible for the lives of others. I needed to know that. If I wasn't able to do that, I was not able to be a husband. I needed to be able to embrace my masculinity. I needed to be a leader. I needed to be dominant. Also, I needed to have some form of selflessness. I needed to be able to put aside the little hobbies and the little stuff that I used to do on my own. And I needed to place the goals and achievements, progress of my family and marriage above all that. I needed to set aside all that stuff, for my kids that I was going to create. When I realized that I was able to do that, when I was able to say, hey, look, I don't want to be the best in 2K. I don't want to be the best in Madden. You know what I'm saying? I'm good on that. I focus on being there for my kids' games and all this other stuff. When I knew that I was able to do that and I was building up some type of compassion and some passion for that, I knew that, hey, look, it's time to go ahead and find me a woman. But before I pulled the trigger on any woman, and not saying I'm shooting people out here, because I know the chat like to take it literally and try to run with it and try to edit the clips and make me look like the bad guy. But before I actually went through with it, with looking for a wife, I know I needed to qualify for submission. A lot of guys don't want to hear that, but if you want a woman to submit to you, you need to freaking qualify for it before you require it. You can't just go out here and say, oh, I want you to be submissive. No, you need to
don't
qualify
go
for
there
these
yet.
things.
Don't give him too much game just yet. We're going to get to that.
Okay, I ain't going to give him too much game.
Get to that.
Hey, look, I'm going to let somebody else go, but those are the things that I had to make sure I was good on.
You got to pick who go next. You got to pick who go next, Bruiser.
Oh, hold on. What'd you say?
You got to pick who goes next.
I get to pick who go next. I'm going to pick a lady. I'm going to pick the beautiful Simone Mosley.
All right. Thank you, Bruiser. Thank you. How did I know that I was marriage material? I knew when I was healed from past brokenness. I had been through relationships where, and not all of them were bad, don't get me wrong, and I've learned from each of them, but I had been hurt. And there were times where I was looking for someone to validate me. And so it was only when I found my healing, from that brokenness, and I no longer needed anyone to validate me, that I knew I knew my worth. So I knew I was marriage material. I know that was short and simple, but
no, it can be short and simple, long.
Because I know we're gonna talk more, in depth. But
it's whatever you want to say. It's whatever you want to say, and then you just choose who you got going next.
Okay, I can't see. You know what? I'm gonna keep it with the ladies. Let's go.
That's a tough one. When I first got married, I did not know I was marriage material. To be perfectly honest, I didn't know that what it meant to be a wife. My example of what a wife was probably wasn't the best. So it was a learning process. And I know now, with being divorced, that I'm marriage material because I understand who I am. I value family. I value my children. I have done a lot of work on what it means to be with a man, to understand that a man is the head of a household, not necessarily to know my place, but to understand how to actually undergird a man. And I think that's extremely important. So now I understand everything that I brought to my first marriage. Those are the qualities that I needed, right? It worked for 15 years. The people who know me, gentlemen who know me, who talk to me, those same things that I brought to that marriage is who I am. And, those are the good qualities about myself. But I think now I've learned how to not lead, because that's not my job. I'm allowing somebody else to do that. And because I have now learned that it is not necessarily, it's not my place to lead. I think that is what has brought me into understanding that I am marriage material.
Thank you for sharing. Who you got going next?
Let's go to the imperfect gentleman.
All right. Oh, man. Well, honestly, for me, I thought I was marriage material when I thought about someone else's needs before mine. I was very selfish. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't really care about anybody else before me. It was always me. And the day now I started thinking about, before I made moves to do anything, about what she thought, about what she would feel like, about how she would feel if I did X, Y, Z. That's when I realized, like, okay, I'm willing to share life with someone else. So that's when I realized at that point I can start looking into being a husband material.
Appreciate that.
And I'm gonna go with my man Sir Charles. Cause I need Sir Charles to clean up earlier because I'm still messed up on the vagina part. Sir Charles.
And we'll get into that a little bit later. But having been married twice, the first time I got married, I didn't know I was marriage material. I married my childhood crush, and she put it on me, and I was on my jagged edge. Meet me at the altar in your white dress. You know what I mean? But as I matured, I realized that in my second marriage, I realized I was marriage material because I got tired of playing the field and the unpredictability of showing up at different events with different women, and I got tired of introducing women as my friend or what have you, and I wanted that family structure that I grew up in. Both my parents are together, and I just wanted that for my children, and I wanted structure and predictability. So I like I said, I got tired of playing the field, and that's how I realized I was ready for marriage.
So I think it's on you, Prototype.
Guess I'm last. I've always known I was marriage material, like forever. There was never a time that I didn't think I was marriage material. I don't know. I just always had good genetics, so I'm thinking like, who wouldn't want to marry me? I knew I was going to be successful, so I'm like, who's not going to marry me? I'm basically going to have my pick. I always wanted to be a father, so I already knew what that came with. I'm not selfish. Never had those kind of issues of being selfish or not. I was always good with women, and I knew how to treat one, and I just knew I was a husband from like very young. So I always know I was marriage material. So couldn't tell me nothing different.
So what made you marriage material?
Like
You
I
said
said,
because you say your genetics.
I knew I was going to be successful. I'm a family guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm for the community. I've always been who I was today. You know what I'm saying? And it's wild that it's not wild, but right now I actually do everything I always set out to be. You know what I'm saying? Other than making it to the NFL, but everything else I've done over and over time. You know what I'm saying? I'm successful. I'm an engineer. I just always knew it. I already knew what I was from early.
That's a bet. So segueing into that or from that, how did you know that person was the one? How did you know what the person was the one? We'll start with you, Prototype, and then you can.
I don't believe in the one. I don't believe in the one. So I could have picked anyone, and you know what I'm saying? It was going to work because I said so. So, you know what I'm saying? It just was what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm a blessing. So, I mean, any woman I'm going to be was going to act right. So it is what it is.
That's what's up. I like that. Who you got going next?
Let's go with Chicago Rilla because I was chuckling because he said something about the one. So
I said something about the one, but your name is You Are the Prototype.
You said something about the one. You're like, my grandmama said she wasn't the one. My mama said she
1,000.
wasn't the one.
Okay, fair enough. I could build on that. 1,000. Yeah, thank you. You're referring to my vetting system for the women that I deal with in my life, and in particular, the mother of my children. Yeah. I wasn't. If I go into this deeper, like building off of what you said, Prototype, I didn't always have that confidence, nor did I have that insight that I was marriage material, right? I came up in an environment where what I understood as marriage was my grandma and my granddad. My mom and my dad wasn't married. My dad, I could count on less than one hand how many times I've seen him in my life, right? So I didn't have that direct example. What I learned from my mom and my grandma and my granddad was work ethic. But my grandma also, this is why I say I trust her opinion when she said that wasn't the one. My grandma is the one in our family that has the dreams about fishes. Okay. And if any of y'all from the South or if any ladies on the panel know, when your grandma say, I had a dream about fish, which one of you heifers pregnant? Which one of you wenches is pregnant, right? Which one of y'all finna bring a baby in this house? That was my grandma. And every time my grandma said something, she predicted it. She was spot on. And so I trusted her opinion on a lot of things. And then also, my granddad and my grandma was heavily present for my formative years. Okay. So when when we took a trip, me and my mother, the mother of my children, I will never refer to her as like my ex this or ex that or baby mama. I think baby mama stuff, I think that's like highly disrespectful. And I wish dudes and ladies would stop referring to each other as baby mamas and baby daddies. I think that's highly disrespectful. That is the mother of my children, period. And so when my grandma was just like, nah, that's not it. Right. What she did was she assessed her character for the whole time that she was there. She watched how that woman moved. She watched how she responded to me. She watched how she responded to other people in the house. My grandma paid attention to how that lady responded to her and said, no, sir, she's not the one. And because I didn't believe fat meat was greasy, I had to learn she wasn't the one. Now, when I say that, it's not to say that like there's a scientific soul made by the moon and the quasars that my grandma was looking for me, or that I was looking for me. That's not what I'm saying. She was just saying like, nah, she's not worthy to carry this last name. You understand what I'm saying? Hopefully that makes a little bit more sense. And since then, obviously, I've learned again, like I said, I'm with my little boo thing who prancing up and through here looking fine in the month. Y'all gotta remember, I just told y'all I'm coming off anniversary celebration. So she is prancing up and through here. But boo thing, my grandma approves of. But here's the interesting thing is, yeah, I don't want to go too deep into that. I ain't gonna give y'all too much, man. I'll be exposing too much of my life on YouTube, man, for nothing. I ain't finna do that for y'all, man.
Who you got going next, really?
You know what? Simone was rocking. I saw the Simone here. Bobby, let's go, Simone. What up?
I love the love. Okay, the recognition. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My husband and I actually just celebrated 17 years on Saturday. So
yeah,
come on.
yeah,
Come
yeah.
on. So when you said she walking through there looking fine, I was like, okay, you better represent then. Let's go.
I sexually harass her all the time.
Okay, and that's okay. Everything about that is all right. I love it. So that's why I was like, okay. Oh shoot, I forgot. Look, he didn't got me crunk. I forgot the question. What's the question?
How did you know that he was the one? Or yeah.
That he was the one?
Yeah.
You know what? We actually just had this conversation. Like I said, we celebrated our anniversary on Saturday. And so we just had some us time on last week. And we were sitting there talking about that. And he actually asked me that, how did you know that I was the one? First, so we had just a brief background. We had a very short courtship. My husband and I actually, from the time we met to the time we got married was less than a year. So it was very interesting, but we started out as friends. We talked on the phone, got to know each other. And I went into it with no intentions whatsoever. It was just, you know what? I'm just going to talk to you, get to know you. He was a good conversationalist. And so when we decided that it was official, it's so many. Like I said, we dated for a year. I got pregnant with one of our daughters. And so when we got married, I was 6 months pregnant. And so we decided on a Thursday that we were going to actually get married on a Saturday. So, and that was such a God thing. But I just remember, because family, friends, first of all, my mom, everybody loved him. My dad, my stepdad, I didn't know actually, even in the course of those 3 days, that he had asked for permission to marry me. But I knew it was something different about him. I had a type, and he was not considered my type, if that makes sense. Like everybody previously was a type. And he didn't fit that mold. He didn't fit what I thought I wanted and needed, right? And so when I met him, here this man is, fine as can be, just a gentle giant, you know, strong, intelligent. And there was just a feeling. Like I knew, I mean, I believe in the Holy Spirit. And so I just knew that it was something different about him. Now, has it been work? Yes. 17 years in this thing is a lot of work, but I don't regret it. He is still the one for me. So
okay, Neo.
Yeah. Okay, let's go. You know what? I say Sir Charles. What you got?
Thank you very much. You know, while I don't profess to be a Bible thumper per se, but I am a fan of the word. And you know, I measure a lot of people, including my spouse, by Galatians 5:22, the fruit of the Spirit. Love, joy, peace, goodness, kindness, faithfulness, humility, patience, and self-control. It's one of my favorite scriptures. And so my last wife exhibited those things, but there was another piece that I didn't. But anyhow, she exhibited those things, and in my eyes, she was one. She's still a good woman, bro. Like we just had some communication barriers or what have you, and she's still a good woman, and that's how I knew she was the one, because I seen all of those things in her, even through us separating. I still seen those things in her. It's just that unfortunately we missed each other on the communication piece, but we can probably get into that a little bit later. But that's how I knew she was the one, because she exhibited the 9 fruit of the Spirit in my eyes.
That's what's up. Who you got going next, sir?
Let's go with Mr. Imperfect.
Oh man. Well, she had my 6 in a real bad time for me. I tell a story all the time, but I'm gonna make it quick and sweet right now. At the time I met her, I was literally just hustling and working a bogus job. And at the time I hurt my kneecap. I twisted my knee playing basketball. So I lost my job. So I was only rocking with the hustling money in the street. So anybody knows you ain't got no real money if you're using your free up money to pay your bills. So I was in a real bad space financially, and I had just enough money to pay my rent. And I hadn't had a haircut, no that for a couple of weeks. And she was like, yo, enough is enough. Let's go to the barbershop. I'm taking care of all this. So I looked at it kind of strange, but I just went along with it. But in the car on the way there, I didn't do what I was supposed to do, which was get the money before I got in the barbershop. So I sit down in the barbershop chair, all the dudes in there, get the haircut. Now it's time to pay. I'm like, oh shit. I gotta call her over here to get the money from her to pay for this haircut. Now I already know somebody's gonna say something about this right now. So I got to prepare for whatever's about to come up. So she comes up, gives me the money. The barber goes, oh, you got it like that, huh? And before I got a word out of my mouth, she goes, yeah, he got it like that. So I looked at her. I was like, yeah, you had my back. You guarded my 6 in a way that I didn't think that was even possible by a woman. At that point in time, I knew. I was like, nah, she ain't going nowhere. This one's mine. And next I'm going to go with, let's go Bruiser.
Okay. So how did I know my woman was the one for me?
Bruiser,
That's
that
the
mic,
question, right?
that mic hot, man. You got your mic
It's hot.
Yeah, take it down a little bit. Bruce is like,
That's a tough
okay,
one.
let me tell you, Busta
What about that? Is
Rhymes.
that good? And
Yeah.
is that
Yeah.
more? Should I
Yeah,
put
you
more?
good, bro. My bad. You good.
That one's good. All right, cool. Let me go down just a little bit more.
No. You good. You good, Bruce.
That was real good right there, bro. How you had
Okay,
that?
that was real good.
Yeah.
I think it was because I was just so close. I've never been as close to my mic. But so what I would say is okay, number one, she was impressionable. You know, I was 28 when I met her. She was 21 years old. She was just turning 21 years old. So, you know, I prioritize women who are young and impressionable. It's really hard to deal with women who's already have a fixed mind because they tend to have a system already and they have all these requirements. And those requirements in that system tend to come from trial and error, which means they done dealt with a number of men and they've been hurt and ultimately means they'll be trauma bonded with me and trying to get me to placate to what they, you know, feel comfortable dealing with. And I try not to deal with those women. Me personally, I can't work with those type of women. Number two, my wife, you know, she had an ego. And it was based around aesthetic, physical aesthetics, you know, which made me want her even more because that told me that she promotes physical fitness. And when I saw the calf muscles, the glutes, the cheeks, I could have sworn she was a track star. And I'm good. I'm one.
Bro, are you
stuck on a
stuttering?
protrusion a
Are you,
lot.
hey, listen.
No, he got that P Ray internet Humble Dad.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
yeah.
look, for people that don't
my
know,
internet?
look, hold on. For people that don't know, me and Humble Dad met Bruiser in person.
Yes.
And him and his wife. Well, first of all, let me say this: Bruiser was stunting. He was walking around the joint with the blazer,
no shirt.
I was trying to compete with my wife.
And when he listen, if you meet Bruiser and then you meet his wife, it makes sense why they together.
Yeah,
like they are perfectly.
Yeah, we sat with them. Yeah,
sure. They are perfectly paired. So the woman that he's describing, when you said the age difference, bro, it made sense to me now. But yeah, because the other thing I would ask you is that your best friend, bro?
Yeah, man. That's one of the reasons why I married her, because whenever we are out on the yard at Virginia State University, shout out to the HBCU, go Trojans, Virginia State University. We were able to sit around and just talk for hours about just bullshit. When I knew that I was able to do that with her and still have interest in sitting there talking, even when I was running late for class, I knew that was the one, man. I could be around her and we don't have to be doing nothing but just talking. Like, that was the one, bro. I could just sit there and just talk about anything. So that was really, really important for me with her. You know, my wife, she showed me respect and appreciation. You know, the things I was doing, I was in the military, all these things. And she communicated these things early on, which gave me a sense of urgency. Because once I started to, you know, realize this, I was like, there's no way I could let this just slip, because this woman could easily be picked. If any other brother on this campus found out, you know, who this woman was, she was gone. So I thought to myself, like, I got to do something. I gotta move in a way to let her know that I'm serious, committed, and I want to make this work. And being that I'm older and I don't have my fair, you know, exchange with women back, you know, it's about that time. You know what I'm saying? We both educated, we both getting a degree, and this was perfect for me. I haven't had any kids. So I was like, man, I can prove all of my siblings wrong, you know, because they all had their kids out of wedlock, you know, they weren't married. I'm gonna be the one guy to deviate from the norm. And the norm was, unfortunately, actually the wrong way to go about things. So I was like, let me be the one to do it. So she was accept what I had to offer, and, you know, vice versa. And we just hit it off. And I think The icing on the cake was, in the bed. Shoot, it's just keep it plain and simple, man. Boy, well, I tell you, when you meet a younger woman, bro, she turn you up. No, I'm just kidding.
Bruiser, relax, man. You gotta relax, bro. Who you kicking it to next?
Kids, when you're kidding. He was so serious.
He was.
Yo, if y'all would have saw him in Atlanta, and I'm telling you, man, it was beautiful.
He should have been on an R&B cover.
Man, it was good seeing you and your lady motivate together, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Like the entire weekend, it was like whatever you was on, she was on. You know what I'm saying?
And still to this day, if y'all go check out Bruiser's channel, y'all see some content from him and his wife. You can see that they rocking together for sure. Who you got, Dwayne or Shan?
I'm gonna pick the brother Dwayne this time. I took the lady last time.
That's true.
I don't want everybody to think I got a cape on tonight, so I'm gonna.
Nah, that's the Reverend Doctor. Let the good Reverend Doctor go.
Oh,
Dwayne, yeah.
Let me get my who? No, I'd say I knew whenever I was able to have a deep conversation with a woman, and especially at that time, I was talking about going to the clubs and all that. Like you can't. I don't see how I can meet somebody like that. Like in the club. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. It'll be rough. It'll be rough. But yeah, once I was able to have a deep conversation, and I'll even say a deep spiritual conversation. That's whenever I realized that, yeah, you that diamond in the rough. And we knew about each other, in high school. But yes, thank God she wouldn't show me the light of day. So yeah, if so, yeah, I'd mess that up. So I'd say I knew whenever I was able to engage in a deep spiritual conversation with that young lady at the time. So
that's what's up, Shane. It's on you.
I knew my spouse was the one because they challenged my way of thinking. When I got married to my ex-husband, we had all the long talks. I mean, I was 23 when I got married, so I had sat on the phone with people before, but these conversations were different. They were intellectual and they challenged my thought process. And so for me, that was extremely important to be able to talk to someone, even at that younger age, who could have and hold an intellectual conversation. And then there were no topics that were off limit. So we could talk about anything. And that was also important. And I think the one thing that was maybe the top of my priority list, outside of some other God things that I felt happened, was to feel like I could pick up his dreams, that I could be a part of what it is that he had going on. I wasn't intimidated by it. I could see myself moving in what he had going on, and I could support it. I could see that vision. It wasn't necessarily clear, but it was a vision that I could see myself picking up and helping him to grow it. So that was also important for me. It's an important factor now. And even dating, like what goals, what visions do you have for yourself? It doesn't matter how old you are. What is it as a man that you are doing for yourself, for your household, that I can catch on to and be a part of? So.
Yeah, that's dope. What'd you say? Really? You said it's a heavy bar when she said I can pick up his dreams.
Hey man, that hit me in the inner sanctum of my innermost being. Like I don't think women understand.
Don't say women, say some, most.
I don't want to do that. I get that, but I think, and this is what I'll put in the back chat too. I think when we talk, I think it's understood amongst most men. So if I have to articulate in that fine.
fair.
Most
That's fair.
most women, but I think amongst men, we kind of understand. We're generalizing, and we're not saying not all, right?
Facts.
But then in the company of women, we have to. Well, it's not everybody; it's some, and it's not. So what I want to say, and honestly, and no disrespect to nobody, in the way that I want to say it is, I don't think, by and large, no, let me say it like this, Humble Dad. I really don't think, by and large, women understand when y'all undergird us like that. That man that has that type of woman that will support his vision and his mission for his family, for his legacy, what he's trying to build and what he's trying to do, man, that nigga finna run through a brick wall. That nigga finna lay it all on the line. It's the reason why we work from can't see to can't see to provide. Don't complain. Now I might come home and, hey, babe, I need to decompress. She might want to lay all on because my wife worked from home. She might want to tell me everything that went on in the office that you ain't have to go to, but I had to go out, right? And deal with these folk, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the woman that says, baby, I see you, I hear you, I support you, man.
Yeah, that's good, bro. That's good. Like that's a good segue. You know, so I'll say for me, you know, first time around, it was I saw her in a dream. After I had already broken up with her, and then God put it back in my mind to be like, yeah, this is you. And I try to do my best to walk in the Holy Spirit. That's as challenging as it is. That's what I try to do, because I know that I can make mistakes very easily in choosing a woman. And then Kendra, it's like I was telling Simone, I've told some other people, it was definitely God ordained as well, because I had talked to other women, and I just didn't feel that it didn't click like that. So much so I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna chill. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said it costly. You know what I'm saying? Going on dates, like I'm gonna take this woman on a date, and I might not even like her like that, right? Even though you're supposed to have the conversation and then take her, but I had been out the game for a minute, so I didn't know it like that. And so when I had my introduction to her was through Facebook, and I had put up a post and then asked her could she talk offline, and then and she said yes, but then she ghosted me on the back chat. Then I came back. Yeah, she probably watching, I'm sure. She ghosted me, and I hit her back, and we talked for 4 hours that night, you know. And we talked about everything: politics, religion, kids, me losing Jen. You know what I'm saying? We didn't talk about food, really. Okay, I know that's what you thinking, bro. We did not talk about food. And so and we've been talking ever since. Like, you know, I don't think there's been a day that we haven't had a conversation, you know. Even when I was in Houston, you know what I'm saying? I would like I gotta call her, you know what I mean? Gotta let her know what's going on. So that's one of the things that was like, man, I gotta spend more time with her. And then there was this one moment I share with y'all like this. That's interesting. I share with Simone. It's a lot of different things, but I share with you this one. Jen, my late wife, had took a photo of my kids, and there was a rainbow. And my kids love rainbows because Jen used to talk to them about what the rainbows mean, about God's promise, right? And when she posted that picture, it's the same day as Kendra's daughter's birthday. All right, that's just one of many, but I was like, this is crazy. So, you know, that was one of the things that I knew. And not only that, she's dopely. Oh, here she go. Here she go. Do you see what she's saying? I don't know what you want to call it if you don't respond. You saw it and you didn't respond. I don't know what that's called, right? But she's very supportive. You know what I'm saying? She could be with, in my mind, I think she could be with other dudes, so to speak. But I'm a dope dude like that. You know what I'm saying? And she saw how much I needed her, right? And not only that, she was willing to love my kids. And my kids are crazy about her. Crazy about her. You know what I'm saying? Here we go. Here we go. She's going on me right now. But that's cool. All right. So that's how I knew, and a couple other things as well. So as we this is really good. The thing that I enjoyed the most was hearing what you had to say about your significant other, right? Because the world has it kind of skewed. Like there's not a lot of big ups to the other, whether it's the woman or the husband, right? And so I want to kind of segue and continue that conversation. I want to know, what are the benefits of marriage? What are the benefits of marriage? Okay, and we're gonna start with Prototype. Oh no, not Prototype. Sorry, he started last time. My bad. The Imperfect Gentleman. We'll start with you. Okay, and then from here, anybody can respond. It's a free for all. Okay, benefits of marriage.
Man, the benefits of marriage for me is just finding out what true love feels like. You know what I'm saying? Like just being able to experience that on a highest level possible. Just a few days ago, a sobering moment happened. My wife's boss, parent, principal of the school, her husband just passed away out of nowhere. And it was a very sobering moment because, like yourself, Humble Dad, you know what that experience is. And knowing that we all have to go that route someday, it intensified our love even more, because I heard a song says, like, I'm going to love you like I'm going to lose you. And I thought to myself, like, every single time I get a chance to love on this woman, I have to, because this true love that she's given me opportunity to experience at some point in time is going to end. So, like, the benefits for me of marriage is being able to experience the intent of God's true love.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead.
No, please, Simone, please.
Are you sure? Okay.
I'm 1000% positive.
Okay.
I'm always going to defer to the lady.
Thank you. Well, I just wanted to touch on that, just about loving you. I think you said like it's my last chance or something along those lines. I love that unconditional love for sure. I know in my marriage, so many benefits, but I've learned a lot about myself in loving him, if that makes sense. A lot of growth has come from it, because I was telling somebody just the other day that when you're married and you're really truly trying to do it right, you know, where you're both giving 100%, because I don't believe in that 50-50 stuff. Me and my husband say that all the time. If you're only bringing 50, you're leaving half of yourself somewhere else. So when you're both bringing 100%, you know, it comes with ups and downs. One of my best friends says it comes with ebbs and flows, but the benefit of that is just in the opportunities to grow together, right? Learning, you know, what do I need, and teaching the other person how to love you the way that you want to be loved and deserve and need to be loved. You know what I mean? Honor, like I said, I was telling I'm sorry, I circle back. What I was telling somebody the other day is a marriage is probably one of the many ministry lessons that you'll learn in life. You know what I mean? Because it does teach you about forgiveness. It teaches you about unconditional love. It teaches you about servanthood, humility. You know, you can't always be right. And so all of those to me are benefits.
If I can just really quick jump in here. Because I think, and Humble Dad, I know you're not, you know, attached to a particular space, but I know grifters may come by your channel that recognize you from being in particular spaces. So one of the things when this question comes up in particular spaces, and if I could be blunt, manosphere, black manosphere, gender war spaces. When you talk about benefits of marriage, we try to quantify it. You can get the tax breaks, you can get the beneficiary, you can do life insurance, you can do this, that, and third. And then we get into these conversations where we say, you know, women, we don't need y'all to survive. Until y'all can call me simp, y'all can call me hoe stud, y'all can call me whatever y'all want to call me. Any dude that's saying they don't need a woman to survive on the face of this earth, I don't want to be around you
at all.
That sound like fun boy talk to me.
Talk to me heavy.
No, I'm so dead up because I'm so tired of this. Humbled. I'm sorry, humble dad. I just, you know where we at, and this is just, I've been in ghost mode for a minute for a reason, bro. Like for real. I'm so sick and tired of these conversations and these gender war conversations day in, day out. And when I tune into the space, bro, I could be tuning in from work at noon, and it's conversations around women and men and men and women. Man, look, man, I need my nigga. I don't know what y'all talking about. I need my woman. You hear what I'm saying, bro? Ain't damn other female on the face of this earth like my boo thing. That's my boo thing. Like dead up. Bro, we went on our anniversary. Bro, I ain't do nothing but lay up. We ain't do nothing but sleep in a hotel room downtown Chicago. Went out to eat, this, that, and third, whoopty woo. Man, that woman, bro, and the way I made a promise to her, I wouldn't bring her no baby mama drama, but the way she accept my kids though, bro, like I almost want to cuss. Like, what the is we talking about? Right? The benefits of marriage is the woman that's on your program that brings you peace. The woman is your multiplier, fam. She's your multiplier. When you go and you read through Proverbs 31, we have such a misconstrued, like oversimplified, like we have such a misunderstanding of Proverbs 31. But when you look at that verse, man, that verse that chapter, it talks about the woman that didn't bring shame to her husband. She was a multiplier of what he did, and she was busy about the business of the family. And she didn't bring disgrace to the family name. So I get it. In Western countries, we talk about, obviously in America, we talking about benefits of marriage. So I can go through tax codes. I can go through all this, that, and third, whoopty woo. What does that mean to somebody in the third world country? What's the benefits of marriage to somebody in a third world country? Right? Can your Western, anyway, I don't want, humble dad, I'm going to jump off the roof, but I don't want to jump off too much.
Yeah.
But this is a passion point for me because I'm so sick.
That's why I asked you to be here, bro. I know.
I'm so sick of this gender war BS. I need my woman, fam. Y'all seen me in this space for 2 years, and I done had a lot of y'all like on some old, really, why you ain't married that woman yet? All that. Now we married. Now what? Now what?
I remember that.
Now what? Right? So let me calm down. Let me breathe. I'm gonna kick it to Dwayne because I want to hear the Reverend Dr. Professor pontificate and alliterate. But I'm so sick of this. Like, we don't need women, nigga. Who do you need then? Another nigga? Like what? Who do you need? Okay, all right, I'm done. I'm sorry.
Anybody? It's on you.
I say, I couldn't be kicking it up in a hotel with no man like that. No, sir. Yeah, 2023 and all. No, thank you. Okay. Chicago. No, I'm with you on that, man. The race war, not race war. Anything. I'll put it like this: anything that will put a wedge between people getting along, or even when we were jumping off of earlier, y'all said relationship. Like there is something sowing discord amongst everyone, like as for like relationship wise. So yeah, the benefit of raising or benefit of marriage is a helpmate for me. Like we got as men, we have work to do, and with that work, we need help, especially if one of our I think one of the best gifts. Sorry, prototype, but the best gift to men are children or offspring. So with that, I am like somebody may mention. I think it was Simone about the 50%.
They
like,
still overrated, bro.
No, I get you. So is grits. Some people love them. All right.
Hey, come on, Z. Why you throw that grits back in?
My bad. Yeah. But I as for whenever it comes with raising kids, it takes a lot of patience, a whole lot of patience. And I'll tell you, I am deficient in patience. All right, very deficient. So as for what my wife brings to the table, she can nurture and love on them kids and have all the patience in the world. Sometimes I say, hey, that's a little too much, but I think that's that balance. That's that balance. So as for the benefit is in order to raise godly children or godly offspring, you have to have godly parents. So I think in that there is an ordinance for it, or a hierarchy per se.
Mm-hmm. Now, when we talk about marriage, are we talking about legal marriage or what socially or what can be acceptable by society, meaning a man and woman getting together? I think we conflate the two, which I think I've had these discussions before, and people can't really tell me the benefits, the legal benefits of legal marriage that you can't get in just what do you call that? What do you call it?
Common law
marriage. Because I know people who aren't legally married and they're still reaping the same benefits. But I'm not encouraging or discouraging, because I don't really care if people get legally married or not. I am pro family. I am pro, man and woman, and I agree with most the men on the panel who spoke about. I am anti-gender war. I need a woman. I definitely need a woman. The thing about it is, my problem I have is I appreciate obscene amounts of solitude, but when I don't, but let's not confuse that with loneliness though. Like I like being alone, but I don't want to feel lonely. So when I want to pop out, or I want a woman to pop up, I do have that option. So, but that being said, I think the benefit of marriage is you don't have the loneliness piece. People die from loneliness, and loneliness can bring about all kinds of other sicknesses, as it's a domino effect with depression and all this and that. I think marriage brings about balance. When I think about balance, I think about the yin and the yang, and whereas where I bring masculine energy, my woman would bring a feminine energy, and where I bring feminine energy, my woman would bring her masculine energy. And so I know a lot of people is cringy when you say complete me, but essentially that's what it is. If you looked at the yin and the yang, the masculine piece is not complete unless you bring the feminine piece. Then it makes it the whole. So so loneliness, balance, and the synergy. I don't know what scripture it is, but it talks about how one can put chase 1,000 and two can put 10,000 to flight.
Psalms.
Also, I like the analogy. I don't know who used this. I don't know if it's Napoleon Hill or what, where you talk about how one horse can pull 6,000 pounds, but two horses can pull 18,000 pounds. Whereas, if you have a woman that's on your program and she's with you, like my brother Bruiser or other brothers on the panel, you know what I mean? Like you can do so much when you have that feminine half of you, and you put your brains together and that synergistic effect takes place. I mean, Napoleon Hill described it as phantom brains entering the room. When you got two people like that, you got a phantom brain that comes into the room, and it's like you come up with ideas that each of you individually would not have come up with, but together you can come up with ideas that will advance the union, advance the family, and thereby advancing your community. I'm pro-family, so I know I when I jumped in talked about the distinction between common law and actual legal marriage. I don't really care about that because I don't know if my parents are legally married. I just know they're still together and they raised all of us. I ain't seen no paperwork. I can see any paperwork. I just know they're together. So that there it is. That's my piece.
Sir Charles, are you a 5%er?
Is that a religion? Ain't that a religion?
I don't know.
No,
I just see Sir Charles the God. So I'm just.
I'll tell you what that means. Because first of all, I did it to be cringy to spark conversation. But if you look at the definition of God, it is an admired or adored or influential person. You know what I mean? So if you look at that definition, yes, I am a God. I am admired, I am adored, and I am influential in my spaces that I occupy. So
is that from?
And people got mad at Kanye when he said, "I am a God." I knew what he meant.
Well, he took that from the Hebrew. So so does your title? I'm sorry.
Let's talk about
it. I'm sorry, Humble Dad. I'm just asking for clarification. You know better than invite me on here, Humble.
Let's talk about it. I love.
No. I'm just asking for clarification. Is that from the Hebrew? Is that from the Greek? Is that from Sanskrit? Is that from the?
What do you mean?
When you say Sir Charles the God,
right? By definition, if you look
Webster. So whose definition are we going by?
Webster's dictionary.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I just want to clarify.
No difference in Tyler the Creator or Chance the Rapper or I dig it to spark conversation like this.
No. Listen, that's why I was like, listen, because I salute the gods when I listen. When me and Humble Dad at Bruiser, we on King Talk and Ricky up there, he gonna say peace, God, peace to the gods. I'm gonna salute him back, peace to the gods, right? Yeah. If I come into a 5%, I'm gonna say peace to God. So I was just trying to get understanding. It's not. I promise you, it's not a gotcha moment. I just wanted more understanding. That's all.
Yeah, no, I'm not a 5%er. But when I asked if that a religion, I got some laughs. I thought that was a religion because I think it was Erykah Badu who said something about 70% of people are lost, 25%.
Man, if you attribute 5% Nation of Islam, listen, if you listen to hip hop, the 5% Nation of Islam infiltrated hip hop way before Erykah Badu.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. And a lot of your favorite artists, including Sean Corey, identify with 5% Nation of Islam. Mm-hmm. So I don't take it to Erykah Badu, but I understand what you're saying.
No, she was the first person that I heard actually talk about it.
Understand.
That's yeah. So
yeah. Which me and Humble Dad gotta have. Hey, Humble Dad, me and you gotta have a whole nother conversation around if 5%ers could infiltrate hip hop, and we celebrating 50 years of hip hop, then why can't scriptures infiltrate hip hop? And it just is what it is, instead of saying if you don't say Jesus enough time in your rhymes, you anyway. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, we can talk about it. Who hasn't? I think who hasn't went benefits of marriage? Whoever hasn't went, is your turn.
Go ahead.
I don't think I went. Oh, you,
Bruiser.
Shan, did you
want? The floor is yours.
I appreciate that. I think we was talking about so benefits of marriage. Damn, we kind of got upset. Let me see if I can reel it back. Forgive me.
No, is this the benefits of marriage?
Oh, okay. So the benefits of marriage. Let me see. Having a lifelong friend, a lover, a teammate to help navigate the obstacles that the world throw at us. Having someone to know, my favorite meal, my favorite position, etc. Whatever way you want to put it. It goes down. Most importantly, having someone that helps continue my father's and father's bloodline, which ultimately creates immortality for our namesake. Having someone to stand with me against the odds. When everyone else has lost hope, they can look at my wife and say, "How do you do it, Bruiser?" When the children in the schools and communities are out of line, they can look at me and my wife and say, "Bruiser, how do you do it?" This solidifies my stake as far as being a participant in the progression of Black excellence. I look at those things as a benefit of being married. It's just giving other people out here that aspire to be able to do the same thing some type of hope, to know that it's actually okay to have a wife. It's actually okay to have a husband. It's fine. Let's not completely forget about I think one of the things that God ordained that actually wanted us to do. So that's what I think the benefits of marriages is. And I'm gonna go to whoever, like Humble Dad said, whoever haven't win is actually Shan. There you go, Shan. Go ahead. Take
Thank you, sir. I agree with all of them. When you asked me that, it brought me to a memory that I had where I sat up in the bed, and we have like a little reclining bed, so we put it in TV mode. We were sitting up and we were just laughing and talking for hours, like 1, 2 in the morning. And it's those moments of intimacy that are non-sexual. That is a benefit of marriage. Somebody knowing exactly who you are, what you like, what you dislike, what buttons to push, what things bring you joy. They understand how to bring you peace. They understand how to frustrate you, how to make you mad. They are your person. They are your other half. He is the body. I am the rib, and so that togetherness that you have created with one another.
Let's go, sis.
That is the benefit of marriage. Finding that person that absolutely 100% completes you, that can know your thoughts before they even come out. When you walk through the door, they immediately know that something is going on. What's wrong? Hey, what do I need to do for you? Like a person who just has your back, who knows who you are. That is the benefit of marriage. We can get into all, like you said, Chicago, really the financial stuff, but somebody to share forget the kids, even forget them, right? Because I tell my kids, you have to go and be somebody's husband or wife one day. This person will be with me for the rest of my life. This is my person. Till death do us part. So it's not about the kids. It's not about family. It's about you. It's that your ride or die. That is the benefit of marriage to me.
Let me add to that. That was dope. Like, I wish I had my soundboard to clap for that one. Standing ovation. We'll take that. I want to add to that, and then we'll hit this last, unless somebody else has something to add. But I would say that to go along with that, the person that you can be in silence with and still enjoy their presence.
Yes, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like there are times when we just in the room. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I just know you here, and I just appreciate you being here, and every now and then go over and give a hug or a kiss. You know what I'm saying? Or a massage or just touch, let you know that I'm right here. You know what I mean? That is a very dope moment for me anyway. And then because intellectual conversation can happen at any time. Mm-hmm. What'd she say? Here she go. I'm a whole real about you.
Come on, be a rib cage, Kendra.
Hey, Kendra was stunting in Atlanta, man.
Yeah, for sure.
She was stunting on purpose.
She was
like, I'm with him.
She did, bro. She did. She did. All weekend long for sure. And so being able to be silent, and that's hard for me because I talk a lot. I talk a lot. And but just being able to be quiet and just be in the room with her is pretty dope and phenomenal, right? And so we're gonna go with this last question, or last statement, if you will. And that's the topic of the day. What's some I guess just one thing, so we won't take up too much of time, but what is the one thing that you could say is going to help someone stay married? Right? What's that one thing that's going to help them stay married? Now, obviously, every relationship is different, right? And every marriage is going to be different. But for those that keep going to this half empty cup and saying, well, I don't want to get married because, you know, I could lose everything. She may leave me. He may leave me, right? And there's 50% of the marriages that are not surviving. Then they'll say, oh, then we'll say, okay, well, there's 50% that are. What about them? Oh, well, they're not happy. Oh, okay. So there's in your mind, there is no way to win in marriage. So you'd rather be lonely and bother the people that are married. You know what I'm saying?
We so trash with that narrative.
That's crazy. So
humble dad.
So, absolutely. So I want to get into how to stay married. Yeah, and anybody can go. All right.
Hey, one thing though, just one.
Yeah, just one because
it's so many of us on the panel,
and some of y'all long-winded.
Everybody will have.
I'm gonna just keep it 100.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
But I just really quick, humble dad. I do want to say this.
You always do that preacher stuff, bro. Don't do that. Just one more. That's that Pastor Wallace.
Really
you remember
quick,
that's fair.
Yeah.
I'm on my G. Craig Lewis. I'm on my G. Craig Lewis right now.
Okay.
I just think that's so trash when we just, you know, there are no benefits to marriage, or we operate out of a fear mindset. So we don't, like, everything is a risk. You for the Christians and for the ladies on the panel, forgive me, you niggas will sit up there and invest in the stock market. You don't have any guarantees in the stock market, right? But you'll invest off of you know, presumption, or, you know, whatever theories you have or whatever. And I invest in the stock market too, right? You take calculated risk. I guess that's what you call it, right? But then when it comes to dealing in relationships, and I mean, again, we get it. Everything is a risk, my nigga. Like, what are we talking about? Because, and the reason why I say that is because the ones behind us are looking at us. The era I came up in, even when my Uncle Wayman or my Auntie Tusi or whatever situations they had, they were still down with who they was down with. You understand what I'm saying? Right? Because family equals community. The block that I grew up on, my grandma was a grandma to that entire block.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I keep saying. And you nigga.
We'll have a part 2 if you come back. We'll talk about
Man, this is just like a, you know, humble dad, this is like a passion point for me. Okay, so how do you stay married? Talk.
Okay,
Talk.
I'm off.
Communicate.
Are you answering that, or
are you answering? Oh, you're
yeah, I'm answering. How do you stay married?
Somebody
give me your Twitter
no.
version. Give me your Twitter version, Rilla.
My 60. Okay, yeah. Communicate to your spouse. And I'll say this to the men specifically. Plan your work and work your plan, right? Go in as the leader, write the vision down, make it plain. Don't sit up here and be trying to manipulate and whoop-de-woo and all this, and don't get into this Disneyfication of what you think marriage is. even in today's time, humble dad, even in today's time, marriage is still being proven to be about honor and duty.
Yeah.
Even when you take away all the, we supposed to have a big wedding and I need a 30-carat ring and da 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 da. Honor and duty, right? So I'll pipe down because I know all y'all got to cook too, but yeah, part 2, humble dad, because I'm on one.
We're gonna do part next week.
I'll be here next week
because I had about 6 questions. I didn't get to them, but whoever want to go, give me like your 45-second minute answer.
I'll go.
My 45 seconds.
Go
ahead, Sean.
I'm sorry, Prototype. I didn't see.
Go ahead, Sean.
I'm going to spin it a little bit. I got divorced. One of the main things that I think one of the main reasons for my divorce was us not loving each other the way the other needed to be loved. Right. So I was loving my spouse in the way that I needed to be loved. He was loving me the way that he needed to be loved, instead of us loving each other the way that we needed to be loved. So I think that it is important that you communicate what love is for you, how you need love to be shown to you. And then you need to work at making sure your spouse is loved in the way they need to be loved, talked to and communicated with, as opposed to doing what works for you. So that's my 2 cents. Go ahead, Prototype.
So, I mean, y'all the most in love people I've ever seen in my life. I don't know people like y'all. I'm gonna be honest. The way y'all answered that question, I don't know people like y'all. But I would say, men, it's all your fault. So if your marriage work or if it don't, it's your fault. So take accountability and roll with it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Prototype, where you from?
South? No.
I'm from Pittsburgh, but I live in Atlanta.
I knew it.
You from Pittsburgh, but you live in Atlanta, and we the most unloved people that you ever come across?
Most loved.
Oh, most loved. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know people like the way y'all answered that, whatever that last question.
No. Blessings. Yeah.
Y'all all answered that in a way that I don't know people like that in real life, because nobody's answering that behind closed doors. But
jeez Louise, man. Yeah.
I have a tactic. You know, I think we're in an era where Black folks, no matter whether you're in a romantic relationship, friendship, work, whatever, community, we've developed this distrust between each other. So I'll keep it short. In a marriage, I think that it is important when something happens that we're in doubt about, assume positive intent. Largely, a lot of times what we do is we go straight to the worst thing. When something comes before us that we don't understand, we play out the worst possible outcome, the worst possible intention on the other person. And I think we do ourselves a disservice. In fact, that's pretty much what happened in my relationship, right? So if we assume positive intent, that alleviates a lot of the stresses of trying to find out what that person meant and getting all mad about it prematurely. So that's my piece. Assume positive intent.
I love that. Oh, go ahead.
No. Go ahead, Queen. You must go first.
You sure? Okay. I would say several of those I was going to say, but vulnerability. At the beginning of my marriage, and I'll keep it short, that was one of the things that was the hardest for me. You know, I started out saying I was broken, had been hurt, came into the marriage. But then with, learning how to communicate, for some reason, I can tell my story. I can share so many sides of myself with so many people. But for whatever reason, when it came to my husband, I had a hard time being vulnerable. I don't know if there was fear of rejection or what that was, but it was only when I was truly able to be vulnerable with him without fear of the repercussions were we able to really communicate.
So go ahead. I'll go after you.
Okay. I'm gonna be quick, and I'm gonna just piggyback on Simone. She's saying vulnerable, and I would just say transparent, especially for the men. Just be honest about what you feel, right? And if you don't know what you feel, say that. See, I think so many times we as men we can't express how we feel, and in our way of trying to cover that up, we be quiet about it, and we harbor those feelings. So in no actuality, just be honest about what you feel, and if you don't know what that is, work through it with your woman. Just be vulnerable. You just be as transparent as possible, because the moment I started showing her that even I didn't understand my own emotions, she began to help me understand them with me, and then begin to walk me through them and actually show me a little bit more things that I didn't even know about myself. So just be vulnerable and transparent with your emotions.
Let me add to that real quick. And for the woman, I don't know if men do this as much, but I've heard that women sometimes take the vulnerability and use it later against that man. If you do that, that man will never do that. Will never trust you.
1,000.
I'm talking about the first time.
That's immaturity.
Okay.
Immature women do that. Yes.
Right. That's fair. That's fair statement. That's what. Thank you for the correction. But that's something that definitely needs to be talked about, because so men never telling men don't be vulnerable with your woman because of the pains that they've had in previous relationships. Where
spot on, humble that. Yep.
So I just wanted to say that. Whoever's next, go ahead and go. I think it was Bruiser. Go ahead, Bruiser.
Okay. I created a plan, that me and my wife can follow that compensates for career, retirement, and ushering our children into their own path. When you're wore out down there, your pride, learn to use your mouth. Those who get it, get it. Those who don't, oh well. But in a nutshell,
let's go, Bruiser.
In a nutshell, in order to stay married, you need to stay interested. Stay interested in your partner. And in order to utilize and indulge in these things that you're interested in, you need to have time for it. So make sure the plan you have drafted up compensates for being able to use your time without any constraints. I know a lot of people get stuck in their careers and their work, and they don't have the time to be able to appreciate their wife and their spouse. So you need to be able to see that and actually come to the table and have a conversation and communicate these things. Those things are very important. Because once the kids are out of the house, you may have this energy that come across you that you don't feel obligated to do the things that you did. And praise to you that, dealing with your partner, when the kids were there, because you've recognized, you understand that the kids need two parents in the household so they can flourish. Well, what do you do whenever they're gone? You need to have a plan. You need to have something going between the two of you whenever they're out of the house. You don't want to just be arguing every day. Oh, you take the trash out. Now you take it out. Come on. We got to have something else going. So keep in mind of those things.
That was good, Bruiser. Who's on deck? Who got next? Has everybody went?
This feel like a hip hop cipher.
Dwayne, you ain't win.
No, because I'm struggling with my GED. Is stay? Is that a verb? Would that be classified as a verb?
I think so. It requires action.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So that's an easy one. Stay.
I knew it. I felt it coming. I felt that coming.
All right.
What's the final? What's the question?
That's dumb. He said, "How do you stay married?" He said, "Stay." That's the Reverend Dr. Professor Emeritus Consigliere Dwayne Jones.
Hey, whose song was that? Baby.
Hey, is it because I'm buttoned all the way to the top?
That was Jodeci, I think.
Come on now.
think that was Jodeci.
Oh, baby, what you just? Oh man, don't get me started on Jodeci now, y'all. Let's get out of here, Humble
We gonna
Dad.
get out of here, man. I really appreciate y'all time, man. This has been dope. Hey, let me know if y'all want to come back next week because we can do a part 2. You know what I'm saying? Simone, listen, appreciate you, fam. For the first time, you rocked it like you was a vet, you know.
Thank you. I was so nervous. Thank you for having me.
Well, we
I
didn't
would
know it.
love to come back anytime you'll have me.
That's a bet. So we'll do it next week. Got some more follow-up questions as well. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all check out these people on their platforms. You know what I'm saying? Dwayne over there doing photography. Sir Charles the guy. You still over there with Sir Hale?
Yeah. But I got my own channels, man.
Oh, my bad. I didn't know that. Go ahead and so where is it?
Yeah, Mindfully Misunderstood, where I co-host a show with my brother Cameron on YouTube, and Sir Charles the Gog on all social media platforms.
That's a bet. Simone, somebody wanted to reach out and converse with you. You know what I'm saying? Do you have a Instagram or something like that?
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't have a channel or anything, but
Yeah.
I have my Instagram is just Simone Y Mosley. That's it.
That's what's
Yeah.
And then Imperfect Gentleman, what you got going on?
You can check me out on YouTube over at the Imperfect Network, the Imperfect Fathers Podcast, and check me out on Instagram at the Imperfect Gentleman on Instagram.
That's a bet. Shan, where they got you at? What you?
You can find me right here when I'm available. Okay. Other than that, Ever New Lens. Sometimes you'll see me dancing. Sometimes you'll see me posting hair. It's all over the place, but I'm there. You can find me. You can DM me, and not for nothing else other than to talk. Okay, God bless.
That's a fact.
All right.
You said dance, so you twerking?
I'm not doing none of that. This is with my children. It's clean. I'm an educator.
My bad.
I'm an educator.
That don't mean that you're an educator. You know,
Right.
Hey,
You know,
hey, my wife is a
hard
teacher.
times
She be
working
twerking.
for the teachers.
My wife is a
Educator was the
teacher.
one
She
that was
twerk.
twerking.
Shout
I
out
know
to
she's not
Teacher
twerking
Bay.
online, the Imperfect Gentleman.
Shout out to Teacher Bay.
Prototype, what you got? Where can they find you, bro?
Man, you can find us on YouTube, Prototype Dad, or Spotify. You can find us on Instagram, Prototype Dad Podcast.
That's what's up. Shout out to the panel. Chicago Rilla, man. What you doing nowadays, bro? I appreciate you being here.
Man, listen, first of all, you can't find me nowhere.
I
Don't
know.
come looking for me on Instagram. Don't come looking for me on Twitter. What you can do is if you rock with Humble Dad and you really rock with the content and what he's producing, send that super chat, send that Cash App. Where's that Cash App at?
Let me see if I have
Send that PayPal, send that Venmo, send that Zelle, because these are the conversations that we need to have to continue to build our community. And more importantly, if you're here, when you hit the like button and you subscribe, you're informing YouTube that you actually like these types of conversations. So guess what YouTube does? They put them in an algorithm. What does that do? It puts them in front of more people. So more importantly than, Cash Apps, Super Chats, and we appreciate all the donations, right? More importantly, we want those likes and we want those subscribers. And if you're looking for me, just keep reaching out to Humble Dad, because Humble Dad hit me. Am I available for this day, that day? Whoop-de-woo. And I'm really in the city of Chicago trying to get little like a skittle and get busy in these streets, because that's where the work needs to be done. And I'll leave all this gender war, sugar, honey, iced tea to you Negroes.
Bro, you supposed to be coming out with your book of words, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and who was supposed to be producing that?
JR, was it JR?
Shan.
No, it was Shan. Oh, it is.
Shan.
Shan.
Yeah.
That's a bet.
But now we can go to Humble Dad Publishing.
That's a fact.
That's on the table too. I'm Kanye right now. I'm Kanye right now, man. I'm Kanye in this thing.
I'm working on it for sure.
Chicago
And
Rilla.
Rosa over there
You
going
the
viral.
drink champ, Kanye?
Nah, not the drink champs Kanye, but the Kanye that just got Adidas to come back to the table and sign him to sell the remaining inventory for $500 million. Kanye.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Hey, Chicago, really? You said you in these streets. What are you doing in these streets? I live
listen.
out in Homewood, so
Oh man, you right.
I'm in Homewood right
Man,
now.
Stop. You right around the corner. I'm in Glenwood. Stop playing, bro.
Right down the street, man.
Fame. Listen, you right around the
Glenwood
corner.
favorite.
I've
Listen,
already been over there to
it's
Chug a Lug.
It's this thing called a
Chug a Lug,
phone.
that's the spot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a thing called offline.
Oh damn. Okay. All right.
All right?
Hold on, I'm finna
It's
drop my
crazy.
real
Like,
math.
somebody told me they had to go, but they keep talking. Like
I know, Sir Charles. I'm finna really drop my real math in the back chat.
I bet.
All right, Bruiser. Since they done hogging the space, hey, it's on you, bro. Where can they find you?
You can find me on TikTok. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I just posted a video on why women are struggling to be married. Check that out. I got some new content coming to my channel under the Groomsman Show playlist on Concur Network. I posted a link in the chat. And Wednesday is the launch for it. And then basically we'll be bringing up single men who wants to, settle down and get them committed. And we'd allow ladies to come up one by one to shoot their shot. I think the Pine Show has their something like that, but it's for ladies. And men are actually coming up to shoot their shot. But seeing that it's called the Groomsman Show, I try to help men settle down and get out of the game, get off the streets and stop shooting up the club and find somebody that's worthy. So we got these brothers lined up to try to see if anybody, any women want to pull up and holler and shoot a shot. I personally don't know how. My wife gave me the idea. I don't know if it's gonna work because I know how women are. They get shy. They don't want to come on camera. They got to schedule stylist and lash stylish and all this and makeup and stuff before they can
When is
try to
this
shoot the
aired?
shot. But hopefully it works
I'll come
out.
break the ice.
You go? Oh, what? Are
I'll
you gonna come break the ice?
I have no problem opening my mouth. I'm not
Put your
looking to shoot no
Instagram
shots,
in the
but I will
back.
break the ice.
Put your Instagram in the private chat. I need some ice breaking women.
Yeah.
I want you to listen. Since you're gonna break the ice, I want you to puzzle this dude. I want you to make sure this dude is on his. There's some young brothers. I want you to make sure these dudes actually work. You know what it takes for a woman, a man to be a husband material, especially having this tonight. I want you to puzzle this dude. I want you to challenge this dude and ask him some really, really tough questions to make sure he ain't wasting none of these women time out here.
Oh, that'd be good for sure, man. Well, it's been good. It's been real. Hey, if you don't do nothing else, make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel. You dig? And make sure y'all support these people, man. They've been doing. Hey, listen, y'all did a phenomenal job. I wish I could have gave y'all more time, but I really respect y'all time for sure. And next time I'll hit the mute button on some of these people. Okay. All right.
You got to cut the grass in the morning or something?
Hey, I got to go to work in the morning for sure. All right. Say, make sure before I close out, make sure y'all get the things in the back chat if you need them. Okay. Before I close this out, it's been real. It's been good. Until next time, we out here. Deuces.
Peace.
The boy is dangerous.
Bad feeling about this.
You don't seem to understand something.
The thing that I like most about being a dad is that I see them about to impact the world.